Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It is Wednesday morning. It is June 21st. It is the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. We'll talk about the weather in just a moment, but first, a reminder, you can watch us live on your Facebook feed every morning about 8 o'clock or find us later in the day on your Facebook feed as well. Also, you can find us on our YouTube channel. Just look for Inform in that search bar. And then you can find us on your favorite podcast platform as well. Just go to inform.com/podcast and look for that Inform Minute. All right, Jared, today is going to probably be another warm one for most of us, but not nearly as hot as the last couple days. And depending on where you're at, you might actually drop quite a bit.
Yeah, some 70s for eastern and northeastern parts of North Dakota. We have some showers out in that area here this morning and a few rumbles as well. I think precipitation-wise, today it's mainly going to stay there in eastern parts of the state and then eventually move into northern tier of the valley here later on today. And then tomorrow, better shot for most of us to have some precipitation. Fargo-Moorhead today, there's a chance, but I think a lot of the precipitation will be just west of us or up to the north of us most of the day. This evening, watch the radar here if you have some outdoor plans because they may slide in. It's just kind of tricky forecast of when they're actually move in, but because there's so much activity out there this morning over eastern North Dakota, and some of that will eventually move on in. So that's what we'll be tracking. And then this weekend, another low-pressure system swings on by. That's going to knock down temperatures considerably, 70s for highs. So if you need a little break from the heat, this weekend is your weekend. If you've been just waiting for this heat to linger into the weekend, that's not going to happen here. It's been kind of the trend recently that all the hot days land during the work week and then we cool off during the weekend. But it's just kind of the way it is, the way this is shaping up. But yeah, definitely had the heat, all the wind the past couple of days. Not as much wind in the forecast for us here. There'll be a low breeze here and there, but I mean, the past couple of days, sustained winds in the 20s.
Yeah, it's been really breezy.
It's annoying. It's just it's been too much. So, and then the major heat that we've had is kind of coming to a close here. The southern part of the valley, Wahpeton, off toward Fergus Falls, we could still hit 90 here later on today, but northern part of the valley won't be that warm.
Okay. Things are changing up, and then some rain potentially this weekend too with those lower temperatures?
Yeah. Kind of looks like we may even have some showers move in by Friday. That's what we're going to be tracking coming up here. Just kind of noticed that this morning. That was trending like Friday into Saturday and maybe some showers lingering into Sunday. It all depends on how this next system is going to kind of come together, moving out of the Dakotas and then spreading into Minnesota. So it may take its sweet time, kind of moving on in, and that could just lead to the precipitation out there. Just check the radar. It's kind of ever-changing here, just how this will actually form up. Will it just be a band of thunderstorms, or it'll be kind of overcast with periods of rain? So there is the potential of that this weekend. I know my lawn definitely needs it. I'm sure many people can relate.
Could use the rain for sure. All right, anything else weather-related, Jared?
I don't think so. Just check the radar here over the next couple of days and all through the weekend, too. Just if you have any outdoor plans, because maybe interrupt it with some showers or even some thunderstorms.
Seems like some of that smoke has kind of moved out of the area.
Yesterday was one of the first days in a while that we actually had the good quality air anyway.
That's
so
nice.
It just, I mean, otherwise, even on those bluebird sky days, if you look off on the horizon midday, you'll still see it almost looked like a little bit smoky or just a little milky, but just due to some of that haze still in the sky. So, and that's ever changing too, depending on what our weather pattern's doing, if it's grabbing some of that smoke and bringing it back. So it's almost something you got to check every day if you're someone that's impacted by it. I know my wife and I have been checking a lot just because just don't want to bring our young little boy out there, if the air quality isn't great. So something we're checking out. Otherwise, airnow.gov is the website to use.
Okay, sounds good. Jared, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let's dive into our headlines this morning. New overnight, the Fargo Fire Department tells us several buildings were damaged after a brush fire spread to a fence in Fargo. It happened after 5 o'clock last night. Firefighters were called out to the 1600 block of First Avenue South. They say that the fire started in a backyard and it happened along a fence line. And then the flames jumped to 2 garages and then the back of a home. Those crews were able to knock down the flames pretty quickly, but WDAY is still working to learn what exactly caused the fire and the total amount of damage. Today we are tracking some road closures across the region, one at a busy intersection in Barnesville and the other right here in the FM area. First, in Fargo, South University Drive will be reduced to 1 lane between 3rd Avenue South and 4th Avenue South. Crews are going to be working on some utility repairs there in that area. The road is going to be reopened, though, by the end of the day, so it shouldn't last too long. Then in Barnesville, the intersection at Highway 9 and Highway 34 is being shut down today. Crews will be replacing underground utilities as part of the first phase of the Highway 9 reconstruction project. That closure will last 2 days. Today, the city of Fargo is seeking your thoughts on a new 2024 growth project. The City Commission and the Planning Commission are also holding a joint meeting at City Hall ahead of tonight's open house. That's at 11:30, goes till 1 o'clock this afternoon. That meeting is open to the public. And then today, the open house is at the Civic Center in the Sky Commons room. That's from 5 to 6:30 tonight. You can also attend virtually by going to fargogrowthplan.org. Now, during this meeting, you'll be able to ask questions, voice your concerns, anything like that about the Fargo Development Plan, and then give your input, of course, on future projects. The city of East Grand Forks and the city council there has voted to ask the state to include more than $7 million in the 2024 bonding bill for its recreation projects. It will be used for improvements to the VFW Memorial Arena and the Civic Center. The request will be reviewed by Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Repairs of those two city-owned facilities have been long overdue, and earlier this year, the state legislature also approved a 20-year 1% state tax for East Grand Forks to help pay for those projects. People will vote on that in November. We're tracking a developing story out of Hawley this morning where city leaders say they are considering redeveloping the land that the town's baseball and softball complex currently sits on. Now, this is something that's created quite the hot topic in the community. Dozens packed the city council chambers last night, some even sitting on the floor so that they could get in there, listen to what was being said, voice their opinions. City leaders say they are talking with a developer to bulldoze that site because they believe it is prime real estate right along Highway 10. However, the price tag and the plan have not yet been disclosed. The project would not include, we're told, the nearby rodeo grounds. However, the school district has been told that those fields there will be gone by 2025. There are currently no plans to rebuild those fields or a timeline to when that could happen. City leaders say this will reduce the tax burden, but some people who live there tell the city council they feel left out of this process and that they've done more than just donate money to maintain those fields. They put in their own work, their own sweat, put a lot of time into it. So they don't want to see them bulldozed or changed into anything else. So we'll see what happens with this story and how it progresses, but the city council did not give an official date of when a final decision will come. We'll keep you updated as we learn more and this all unfolds. Today, the Greater Grand Forks Fair begins. The fair lasts through Sunday and has a variety of events going on through the rest of the week. Of course, plenty of fair rides, live music, animal barns, a couple different races. Tonight from 7 to 10, they're going to have Forks kart racing, which sounds pretty interesting and fun to me. The fair runs from 4 to 11 today and tomorrow. If you're wondering about prices, it is $10 for those 15 and up. It is $5 for people 7 to 14 years old. And then if you're under 7, free. So good event there. If you want to learn more about the events and times, you can go to grandforksfair.com. All right, with all this hot weather, one pool in the area is working to make sure everyone gets a chance to cool off. That is the Veterans Memorial Pool in West Fargo. They're expanding their hours due to this severe heat we've been experiencing. They're going to be opening up at 10 o'clock this morning. That'll go till noon. Then they'll take a break. They did this yesterday, actually, as well. They're usually open from 1:30 to 4:30 and then again from 5:30 to 8 in the evening. Well, they're just expanding those hours to make sure you have plenty of time to get into the pool, cool off, and enjoy the summer. Pool staff says these hours aren't forever, though, but you can expect extended hours whenever the weather is considerably hot, probably like the upper 90s like we've been feeling the last couple days. Just keep an eye on their Facebook page. They'll post when they're expanding hours, or in the opposite case, if there's a storm when they're closing any of their sessions. A federal judge has struck down an Arkansas law that was the first in the country to ban gender-affirming care for children. The judge says it is unconstitutional. That law was passed in 2021 and would have stopped doctors from providing any hormone treatment or surgery to anyone under the age of 18. The judge says that ban violated the due process and equal protection rights of trans youth and families. The ruling may set a precedent nationwide. 17 states, including North Dakota, have passed bills that ban or limit procedures or therapies for people under the age of 18. All right, be sure to watch Hot Mic today with Dom Izzo from 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra and Inform.com. The Twins got rocked last night by the Red Sox, losing 10-4. He'll probably talk about that. And the NBA draft is coming up later this week, so lots of speculation on who's going where, but the number one pick is probably pretty obvious. Just tune in to see what he has to say about that. All right, and don't forget, for 99 cents a month for your first 3 months, you can get an all-access pass to Inform.com. You can get all sorts of great content there, from national news to local news to weather to all sorts of local sports as well. And you can join us the rest of the day for our newscasts. Our next one is at 11 o'clock. Then we have you covered this afternoon as well from 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And I'll be back tomorrow morning with Jared for First News from 5 to 7 a.m. Have a good day, folks. Bye-bye.